Hello and welcome to All Things Leeds. There's Matchday here, joined by former Leeds United defender Ben Parker. Ben, how are you?
Good, mate. You?
Yeah, not bad, thank you. Obviously in the radio studio here at Leeds Trinity University. You've just finished recording the LS11 podcast, and I think we'll start with there then. So, obviously do a lot of media work, LUTV, LS11. I remember a few years ago, Radio Yorkshire as well. I was on a radio show with you, some of that live with Tom Kerwin. That was a lot of fun. But did you always want to get into media and punditry work when you retired from playing football?
It's one of those, I think, from a footballer's point of view, you try and stay in the game because that's all you know. All you know is football. So to go outside and do what I call a proper job, it's very difficult because you haven't got those kind of life experiences. Yeah. You'd have to start, obviously, at the very bottom and work your way up, and rightly so. So with footballers, you either try and, majority will either go into coaching, either go into the media side, or try and become an agent. It's kind of predominantly one of those three. So I've done my fair share of coaching. I've done that kind of side, and I've always kind of tried to do these type of roles. So like doing podcasts, you mentioned there with Tom Kerwin. We used to do that. That used to be a lot of fun every Sunday. And look, I've always kind of stayed in touch with people, because when I was a player, on the media side, I always like put myself up to do stuff like that, and it never like fazed me. I didn't think, it's a bit of a nightmare to do it or whatever. So, and the good thing is you stay in touch with people like that. So, and that's how I kind of came about with it. So, I enjoy it. I talk about football. Just think it's like we're talking about football now with your mates. So, it's I'm privileged because I actually got to play it as a career. So, I try and give my opinion, but that's the best thing about football. Everyone's got an opinion, no one's right or wrong, and I enjoy that.
Yeah, you mentioned coaching there. Did you ever want to get into football management? Did you ever consider that?
Of course I consider it. I still consider it now, to be honest. I always think, never kind of pigeon yourself into an aspect of the game, because it can close so many other doors on other areas. So I've been doing my UEFA B coaching licence. To be fair, I should have boxed that off. Should have done that months ago, but that's still kind of ongoing. Yeah. So there's that kind of aspect. But at the moment, I love doing the media side. Obviously, I'm back working with Leeds United, the club I support, the club I love. So look, I really enjoy it. So look, I say never close doors like this. Anybody who's looking at retiring or whatever, keep every avenue open, because you never know which career path you might go down. Yeah,
LUTV then, what does that all involve? Because that must be a lot of fun, right?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, it's predominantly obviously a match day. So every away game, go do the co-commentating with Bryn Law, and done a few games with Michael Waydock as well, and just learning from those guys. It's a massive learning curve, because like I said, I'm fresh into this, and these guys have been doing it for 20, 30 plus years. Don't mean to make them sound old, by the way, for listening to this, but they've got all these years' experience. Tom Kerwin as well, years of experience. Darren Harper doing the podcast, years of experience. So for me, I'd be naive and stupid if I don't learn from these guys. So, for example, if Bryn's doing a pre-match or post-match interview, I'll try and get in around him just to listen to kind of the questions, the way he goes about it. And just seeing the research that go into match days as well, it's so professional, and you have to have a basic kind of, well, not more than a basic knowledge. You have to know your stuff, because people listening to you, that's where they get their information from. So going into games, like the research is key. I look up the teams, but the LUTV stuff that helps me as well. So the bits of content we do, i.e. scouting reports, so look at the in depth of the opposition really well if they've got a key player. And then we've also get to go out and do the foundation visits, get up to go to the training ground, observe the training, speak to the players. So it's all good. So a lot of people say when they do retire, it's a difficult kind of thought process, like what am I going to do? But doing all this stuff, I'm still involved with football. So I really enjoy it, especially match days. So everyone says, they miss playing, miss being around the boys. Yeah, I do that. I like that. That's the biggest thing, being around a change room, a dressing room. But kind of get that in a way, because the LUTV lads, you bounce off them, you have the banter. Match day, you turn up to a match, and it feels like you're kind of preparing. I know you're not playing, but it's you still feel like that. So, and like I said, I'm a massive Leeds fan, always have been. So to still do it at the club I support makes it even more special.
Yeah. Moving on to your playing career then, of course you came up through the Leeds United youth system. that must have been surreal for you, growing up as a kid, playing for the team that you support. That must have been incredible for you.
Oh, as well, it's like any Leeds fan, like ask yourself, like, what do it mean to play for the club? Like, you can't really put it into words. So to do it, like, I'm one of the lucky few to actually do it. So yeah, growing up in the academy since I was 8, that's all I ever wanted to do, play for Leeds. I was like Leeds obsessed, Leeds mad. Used to have Leeds duvets, wallpaper, curtains, lampshades, everything you can think of, every kit going. But no, like when you start getting a bit older and you get like about 13, 14, that kind of age, that's when it starts becoming more serious.
Yeah.
And that for me, it was then, because even when I was 14, that's when I started to play in the reserve team. Used to come out of school and play in reserves, started playing for England as well. So that's when like you start focusing on like, actually this could happen.
Yeah.
It's a lot of hard work, don't get me wrong. A lot of sacrifices as well, but it's all worth it. You'd sacrifice literally anything, like I say, anything to play for Leeds.
Yeah, and you made your first full team debut for Leeds United in August 2007, won a win away at Macclesfield in the League Cup, and then 4 days later made your league debut at home, came off the bench in a 4-1 win over Southend at Elland Road. What were those 4 days like for you, making your debut both away and then at home as well? What was that like for you?
Well, it was kind of at the moment, looking back at it, I didn't really make a big deal about making my debut away at Macclesfield, because it was in the cup. I played centre half as well, so kept a clean sheet. So I was happy with that. For me, it was the 4 days later, the Southend, that hit more to me at the time. Looking back on it now, the Macclesfield, that was my biggest highlight of my whole career, because it was my debut for Leeds. But the season before, I'd played close to 40 games for Bradford in League One, so I'd been used to playing that kind of like level with those kind of players. So it didn't faze me, but being involved at Elland Road, that was a massive thing for me.
Yeah.
I was like a kid in a sweet shop, knowing I was on the bench and then just warming up. And I think the scores were level when I came on.
Yeah.
Me and Tor Andre Flo, not a bad name to come on with. And I think Tor Andre, he got a goal, maybe 2. People correct me if I'm wrong there. But just to run out, like I said, I can't put that into words, because like I said, you ask any Leeds fan what it'd be like to play for Leeds, and you don't have words. Like it means everything, and it did mean everything to me. Yeah,
talk to me about when you first stepped on the Elland Road pitch about to play, because me as a Leeds fan, I've always dreamt of just stepping on the pitch, because you're not allowed to step on the pitch even on stadium tours, but I've always dreamt about playing on the Elland Road turf. Talk to me about what it was like for you stepping out the first time, and forever as well, playing at Elland Road each and every single time in front of the Leeds fans.
Well, I think at that time I had Dennis Wise and Gus Poyet screaming at me, like, knowing my role and my responsibility, what I needed to do. And then the day, it's your profession, so you have to be professional. And it's more afterwards when you're going around, you're clapping the fans, giving the Leeds salute to the fans. It's that's what stays with you. But when you go onto the pitch, it's weird. You do block everything out. You feel the atmosphere, you feel the buzz. But you've got a job to do. You've got to concentrate. But I always tell a funny story. Also, you do the shooting before the games and stuff. And I always joined in the shooting just because I wanted to just get the ball, put it in the back of net. And in my head, I'm like going, scored at Elland Road here. Little things like that, like no one probably knows about. Yeah. But like I love doing that, thinking just scored at Elland Road. Brilliant is this? But no, it was fantastic.
Many good moments for you playing for Leeds United as well. There's that clip of you assisting Becchio in that semi-final against Millwall. You're part of a team who won promotion. What was the biggest memory for you, the biggest moment for you during your career playing for Leeds United?
Well, going back to the Macclesfield game, the debut, obviously massive moment for me. It's something that what people can say whatever they want about you, and that goes for any player. But they'll never be able to take away making a debut, especially for the club you support as well. Just like I said, I won it. Lucky few who got the opportunity to do that. I'll be forever ever grateful that I did that. And then you mentioned there, obviously the Becchio goal. He gets all the plaudits, doesn't he, Lucian?
It's a fantastic assist, fantastic run as well.
He couldn't miss it end of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, it's the big thing there, the atmosphere as well.
Yeah.
Elland Road, people who were there that night. Still get people coming up to me saying they haven't heard Elland Road like that for God knows how many years. And I'd have to agree, because, the result that was the most disappointing. Just still to this day don't know how we didn't at least get to Wembley that year. We say deserve. You don't deserve anything in football. You got to go out and earn it. But we did. We were a fantastic group that year. But no, things like that will stay with me forever. Actually, my brother got me. Like, there's a celebration. There's a still shot. There's me, Andy Robinson, and Johnny Howson just having a massive group hug on the floor afterwards. And my brother got me that in a frame, so that's up at home. So little things like that, they stay. These type of memories always stay with you. Being involved in the squad for the Man United game, I just come back from injury, didn't quite make the matchday squad, which I was gutted about, but I was happy I got to travel with everybody, stayed over, obviously gone to the game, been in the change room, so it's these little moments that probably no one sees, it's all the way kind of indoors. Those are the things that stick with you. Yeah.
Some couple of quick fire questions for you then. Ooh. The best player you played with at Leeds United, both on and off the field.
With? Does Johnny Howson watch this? I do want to say him, but I don't. We've fantastic with Johnny, great player. I'd have to go probably Robert Snodgrass.
Yeah.
Robert Snodgrass or Fabian Delph.
Yeah.
Like, just natural ability. But three I mentioned there, great lads. Yeah. Great lads.
What about best player you've played against?
Played against? I always get asked this question because I could say when I played Arsenal, could say Theo, but we're not friends anymore. No, he's a good lad. Like, people there, Fabregas, Van Persie, played against Gerard Piqué. Xavi Alonso, played against a lot of good players, but for me, you can say them, but you only play one off. I always go back to the time when I played with England, and can never ever remember this guy's name. Played for Portugal, absolutely give me the runaround. But then I played Portugal probably 5 or 6 times, and I'd get better with him on a couple of times, but then he'd absolutely rinse me on a few occasions, and he was really good. He went on to have a career, played for Benfica. I can't remember his name, but they're the type of players that you kind of remember. Jason Punchin. He was decent.
Wow.
He was decent because he was tricky. I hated tricky players.
Yeah.
I'd rather come up with someone who were rapid because, believe it or not, I was quite quick back in the day. And I'd always back myself pace for pace.
Yeah.
But it's these tricky little players who can just like go left and right, just twist you up. So players like that were always tricky.
Yeah, of course you picked up many injuries during your pro career. You dropped down to non-league in 2013. That must have been really frustrating for you, picking up so many injuries, hip injuries, not being able to get a full run out in the Leeds team, and then dropping down to non-league. That must have been really frustrating for you.
Oh, massively. Just obviously just on the podcast now, speaking of Adam Forshaw with his injury, and that's the most frustrating part when if you get an injury and someone says right 6 months from the off, you kind of get your head around that. Yeah, you're obviously devastated at the time, but 6 months is the time scale, and you're going to get back within that. But the hardest part is when you get back out running with the physios, maybe do a bit of light training, and then you break down and you go back to square one again. And if that keeps happening, that is the most devastating aspect of it, and that's what was happening with me. Doing all that, but then, for example, you mentioned the hips there. I had operations on my hips, get back training, and then play 1 or 2 games as well, and then something else, another serious injury had happened. So operations back, ruptured my Achilles again, done the same right now. So it were always an injury that led to surgery, so it was never like a minor thing. And like I say, it was just a vicious cycle of that. So obviously it led to me leaving. But the best thing for me, kind of more mental side of things, just get back playing again, being around with lads, and that's how the guys I think kind of led to, and I absolutely loved that.
Yeah, of course you played for Guiseley and Harrogate during your non-league career. A bit of a legend at Harrogate. You've got a big picture on the stand. I don't know if you've seen that. There's a big picture of you on a stand. But non-league, how was your time in non-league? Did you enjoy it? And what's the difference as well between league football and non-league football?
First of all, the big difference I noticed, because I just thought non-league football, probably what most people think, it's not all that good. Players aren't the best. And from my first training session, I was pleasantly surprised. Well, really surprised actually, like the standard of the players. The training were good, the technique of the boys were good. But when I first joined Guiseley, there were certain teams within the league, you knew you'd win before you turned up, because people back 2013, it might not sound long ago, but it's 7 years ago now. So people didn't look after themselves correctly, wasn't really professional. Where go to today, all teams across Conference North, even below Evo Stick, players are professional.
Yeah.
They like looking after themselves, they like being fit. So fitness levels have gone through the roof. And then obviously the ability takes over. But the big difference is it's transferring your kind of training into your matches, doing the right things at the right time, in the right areas, and doing it consistently. And that's that any level up you go, that you just do everything a little bit better, a little bit sharper. But I have to say the standard, even now, like when I left Harrogate, nearly 18 months ago now, we were a professional club.
Yeah.
Harrogate are a professional club, and that's how the game's evolved so much. And that's due to players being at the top clubs, the academy, not getting the chance, so they all filter down the system. So you get really good players coming into non-league now.
Yeah. Moving on to Leeds United this season then, of course, we're currently second in the Championship, 3 points clear of third. We're having another fantastic season, aren't we?
We are. I'm glad to see you're in a better mood as well of the last recent weeks. But no, crunch time now. 13 games to go.
Yeah.
This is where you get judged as a player, as a team, as a squad. But we're in a fantastic position. The last game out, I thought some of the stuff we played against Bristol City, a complete 90-minute performance. Getting the clean sheet as well, doing a massive confidence boost. But look, it's an old cliche. If we concentrate on ourselves for the rest of the season, we'll win majority. Then we're not, and that's the key. Being consistent now, because we've seen what the league's like. It's so inconsistent.
Yeah.
That's the Championship. But it almost feels like we have turned a corner. The performance against Brentford were excellent. We deserved 3 points on the night. Yeah, it's a good point away from home, but we took that performance into Bristol City. And like I said, it could have been 4, 5, 6. You know, it could have been any score we wanted to be. So, but the key is just staying consistent with it. Don't switch off, because we've been proven. Like most recently, probably Wigan at home. When you switch off against the teams in the lower half, they're fighting for their lives this time of year. So, and they've got the quality players to hurt you. So if you switch off mentally, just thinking you're going to rock up and get the 3 points, doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen anymore. So we've got to be bang at it for every game. And I think the players are. You can see the reaction after the Bristol City game, what it meant to them. Almost like, right, we're back on track now. So big game coming up against Reading. Mm-hmm. Home games are key. Make it a fortress. Pick up the wins there. And then it makes you more relaxed when you go away from home. There's not enough pressure to pick up the wins away from home. So that's, look, we're in a great position. So let's get behind everybody. Yeah,
of course, you're a part of a team who won promotion 2010 from League One to the Championship. Of course, this season, looking to get promoted from the Championship to the Premier League. What do you think will be going through the players' minds at this current stage, and what do they need to do from now until the end of the season to make sure that they do win that promotion?
It's difficult. There's loads of little aspects what you need to do. Yeah. But it's just stay positive, stay calm, cool heads as well. Keep playing the way we're playing. Don't alter anything, because, look, there's pressure every time we play for Leeds United. That comes part and parcel, but we've got the right characters within the squad to deal with that type of pressure. All I'd say is, look, don't look at the end goal. I know it's difficult, it's natural to look at the end goal, but you just got to stay within the moment now, and eventually you'll get to that stage, and if and when it is going to happen, Ed.
What, are you confident? Will we do it?
I am confident, I'm really confident, just because of the players we've got, the mentality they've got. And like I said, I think we've turned a corner. So, look, if we do it, they'll be legends for the rest of their lives connected with this club.
Yeah, absolutely. One word, are we going up?
Yes.
Yes, brilliant. Thank you very much, Ben.
Cheers,
really
mate.
do appreciate your time. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you later.